Hello everybody, and we're about to continue our Let's Play series of Dark Souls 3. Let's see where adventure's going to be taking us next. So we kind of changed up our fashion a little bit. We are now wearing the Faram helm, with the Dancer's armor set, and then the Outrider gauntlets. That would look pretty magical, like you could see this knight using some magic. But anyway, we're going to head on over to our next spot here. We have to go back all the way, I think. It's pretty far, actually. It's down to Dancer of the Boreal Valley. And we now have our faith all the way to 25, so we can use Doris' Gnawing. In addition, we have 18 attunement now, so we could swap out the Saint's Ring. Now we have the Sage's Ring, which gives us a little faster casting, and we have upgraded our Crystal Chime to +5. So now we have a spell buff of 192, which is a lot stronger than our Sorcerer's Staff at +6 or 7, which is what we had it before. So we shall see how this goes. Now we're heading our way over to Osiris, which can kind of be an interesting encounter. Sometimes it works out well, sometimes it doesn't. No, that was close. Of course, we missed our drop-off point now. There we go. Back to the Consumed King's Garden. I don't think there are any items over here, so we're just going to make our way on over. You can already hear some interesting things going on with Osiris. Kind of crazy how trying to turn into a dragon.
Slaves. Finally taken notice, have you? Of the power of my beloved Ocelot, child of dragons. Well, I will not give him up, for he is all that I have.
Kinda creepy, but also cool. I don't know how well magic is actually going to do. Oh boy.
Now, show yourself, Ocelot. My dear little Ocelot.
halfway through here. And there we go. Okay, Soul of Consumed Osiris. That was probably the smoothest run of Osiris I've ever had. Usually he can be jumping all over the place, shooting magic at you. That wasn't too bad. Osiris went mad trying to harness his royal blood for a greater purpose, leading him to the heretics of the Grand Archives, where he discovered the twisted worship of Seath the Pale Drake. Very interesting. Let's head on back to Firelink real quick. Now, I don't think we're using his items from his soul because he has the Moonlight Greatsword, which we're not using for this playthrough. And then he has, I think, a spell, like Dragon's Breath or something. And we're not using that either, because I think the intelligence requirement is substantial.
Aha, so.
White Dragon Breath, 50 intelligence. Emits Crystal Breath of Seath the Scaleless. Crystal Breath has piercing qualities. Seath's research seemed to strike a chord with Old Big Hat, who, in his mad, disturbed state, made divine works such as this his own. Osiris was no doubt edified by this. And then, of course, the magical Moonlight Greatsword. Legendary dragon weapon associated with Seath the Pale Drake. Osiris the Consumed King was infatuated with the search for Moonlight, but in the end it never revealed itself to him.
Now.
Pretty interesting.
Welcome home, speak. Very well, then taken up.
Okay, I think we have a couple options here. We can get our Vigor up to 30, or continue working our Dexterity. Let's push our Dexterity closer to 40.
Farewell, Ashen One.
Back to the Consumed King's Garden. I think on my very first playthrough of Dark Souls 3, I completely didn't even know about this area. That is always the fun part of any Souls game. Realizing there's so many extra hidden areas and paths you can take that make additional playthroughs so rewarding. Which one of you is alive already? It's you. But the cool thing, you can now use magic and miracles, which is pretty fun because you don't get to do that very often. But now we are truly the Crystal Blood Knight. Okay, was there anything else over here? Yep, almost forgot. Okay, Titanite Scale. Scale, and I think we got that gesture of Path of the Dragon already, so we should be good. Don't see anything else in here. Let's work our way down. The Untended Graves. Shriving Stone. good. And the Ash Estus Ring, which allows us to have a greater charge of our Estus Flask for FP. Now this area is always a bit of a cluster sometimes. Large Titanite. So many dogs here. Large Titanite, also a great spot for chunks, I believe. And of course, if you need crystal scales, that's the direction to go, because there's like 3 or 4 crystal lizards over there. The ginormous kind. But we're not really using those. Because we pretty much have all of our items now. Clamberge plus 10 and our Crystal Chime plus 10. Now this spot can always be a little interesting. Whenever we get invaded by the Spirit Crystal Crime build, doesn't always work out for us. Oh my god, she did it to us. Just keep bleeding her. Got her. Okay, cool. Kind of makes me think of the beginning. Well, a much harder version. Oh, throwing a dagger, that's fun. Cleric Sacred Chime. Oh, you can heal, nice. Oh, down he goes. Hidden Blessing. Oh, nice shot. Oh my goodness. Is there anything else over here? I think we're good, actually. Now the shame is that there's not another bonfire over here. Because our next encounter involves Champion Gundyr, who can be a bit much sometimes. And it would be awesome if there were a fire right here, like in the beginning of the actual part of the game. But we don't have that luxury in this one. I forget how helpful our friend is. Probably not that helpful. That's the Swordmaster from the beginning. Okay, let's hop on in. He's in rage mode. How about that kick? And that shoulder lean. And there we go. Champion Gundyr, nice. Not too shabby. Let's just be one of our more lucky days. Because Champion Gundyr can be quite a lot sometimes. Okay, the Black Knight Glaive. Again, let's hop on back to Firelink. Check out the description of his items as well as his soul. Once a champion came late to the festivities and was greeted by a shrine without fire and a bell that would not toll. Now he's kind of just the challenger to those that are about to take on the challenge of linking the flame.
Aha, so.
Okay, I believe we have 2 items. Halberd of Gundyr the Champion. This old cast iron halberd has the power to break poise and is said to never crumble, seeming to suggest that Gundyr was fated to eternal service from the beginning. I've actually never used any halberd in Dark Souls 3. That one might be fun. And then the Prisoner's Chain. A prisoner is one who has staked everything on a belief, a proclivity, most apparent in the greatest of champions. You gain vigor, endurance, and vitality, but take extra damage.
Now.
Welcome to speak. Very then take me.
Okay, let's keep getting that dexterity up. Head on back over to Champion Gundyr. Because I believe we need this area to get the ending we're trying to achieve. Alright, there was that Black Knight Glaive as well, which we did not check out. We can find it. Glaive of the Black Knights who wander the lands, used to face chaos demons. The unique attack of this glaive greatly reduces enemy poise, reflecting the tremendous size of the enemies that the knights have fearlessly faced. some friends over here. Okay, that's one. There's quite a few over here, though. Black Knight armor. I believe the Chaos Blade is over here. Okay, awesome. I actually never used that in Dark Souls 3 or Dark Souls 2. I've only ever tried it in Dark Souls 1, and it was pretty fun. It's always an interesting challenge to know that you're going to get hurt yourself if you are attacking. And that's what the Chaos Blade does. I think we got one more friend over here. We're getting pretty good damage off of that. Okay, Black Knight Gauntlets. Horny Ring. Which is great for critical attacks. And I think that's all of them. So in we go. Looks a little different. Now we have the Coiled Sword fragment, I believe, which allows us to warp like a homeward bone whenever we want. Fragment of the coiled sword of a bonfire which served its purpose long ago. Returns caster to last bonfire used for resting, or to the bonfire in Firelink. Can be used repeatedly. Bonfires are linked to one another irreversibly, retaining their affinity long after their purpose is exhausted.
Well, fancy that. A lost lamb wandereth in, with nary a peep from the bell. Well, thou shouldst my purpose know. What can this old handmaid provide thee?
I don't think we need too much, actually. We have embers, we've got Wolf Knight Helm set. Or Wolf Knight set entirely. Priestess Ring, which we're not going to be using. I don't think we're going to need more faith. I think 25 is probably pretty good for us. Get these 2 embers while we're here.
Best not.
Blacksmith Hammer from Andre. Forget what the description is for this. Metal hammer passed down amongst blacksmiths of the shrine serves as a strike weapon, but also excels at reducing poise. Of course, the hammer's true potential is realized in the hands of a blacksmith. And Hollow's Ashes. Umbral ash of a hollow who faithfully served a woman, only to become separated from her. With this, the shrine handmaid will prepare new items. It takes but a brief glance at this thing to easily envision Londar, the foreboding land of hollows. I feel like there's another item we're trying to find. There we go. The eyes of a firekeeper. Said to be the eyes of the first firekeeper and the light that was lost by all firekeepers to come, it reveals to the sightless firekeepers things that they should never see. Okay, we got the item we came for.
Well, what can?
Let's just get the ring just in case we need it. Yeah, I think that's about it for here.
Welcome home, Ashen One. Speak. Ashen One, are these eyes? How gracious of thee, Ashen One. The very things we firekeepers have been missing. Ashen One, my thanks for the eyes thou'st given. But firekeepers are not meant to have eyes. It is forbidden. These will reveal through a sliver of light frightful images of betrayal. A world without fire. Ashen One, is this truly thy wish? Of course. I serve thee and will do as thou bidst. This will be our private affair. No one else may know of this. Stay thy path. Find lords to link the fire, and I will blindly tend to the flame until the day of thy grand betrayal. Farewell, Ashen One. Mayst thou thy peace discover.
Okay, trying to think if there's anything left for us to do in this area. We can check out Anri real quick. We go to, or the spot we think Anri might show up. It's been a while since we've checked in on that. There we go. Because we've reached the point in the game where now we have a couple of options going forward. We have Archdragon Peak, which takes us to the Nameless King. We have the Twin Princes fight. We have the first DLC of Ashes of Ariandel, where we work our way toward Sister Frida. So we have a couple options to think about. Oh, still not here. Maybe I have this all wrong. I wonder if he is actually in Smoldering Lake by Horus. Let's actually do a quick check of that, which would be... I'd like to say the Abandoned Tomb is the closest one. check now that we don't have to worry about the ballista. Should be in much better shape. Been a while since we've been here. Nope, not here either. But I wonder if that triggered something. Check this one more time before we wrap up the episode. And then in our next one, we will think about what we want to do as far as Archdragon Peak or Ashes of Ariandel area. Actually, I wonder, maybe we were just done with Anri's quest. Because I think we have the sword. And I wonder if we don't do the part with Aldrich, if Anri ends up over here. Because there's a couple options. Anri will either become our spouse for the usurpation of fire ending. Will get angry at us if Anri finds out that we killed Horus, and will be down in Smoldering Lake. Or potentially over in this area, but I forget if that involves killing Aldrich with Anri or not. But either way, I think we're going to wrap this one on up. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, and we'll be talking again real soon. So we're back over here. I think we were just going the wrong direction. I want to do a quick add-on to our last episode. So we're just going to go right over this way, and I think we should be bumping into Henri again. I think he will be right over in this direction. And if he is, it's always kind of a sad moment when you bump into a hostile Henri. But there we are. And there we go. And now Anri's questline is complete. I wonder if Ludleth actually has any more information. Do a quick reset just in case anything gets dropped over here. All that time we were just going the wrong direction. Okay. A sad ending to Anri. Get back to Shrine Bonfire.
returned. So the eyes show a world destitute of fire, a barren plain of endless darkness, a place born of betrayal. So I willed myself Lord to link the fire, to paint a new vision. What is thine intent? The eyes. So
Okay, I guess we are just done now.
I took the man.
Okay, Enemy's quest is complete, and we can continue on to the rest of our adventure. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, and we'll be talking again real soon.